A couple of months ago, there was an article that came out about how James Gunn and David Cornswet had this amazing working relationship hinged on their transparency, their shorthand with one another. That was essentially James Gunn felt so comfortable they could just tell David Cornswet to shut up, ask too many questions.
Hey, shut up! I mean it! I will end you!
From that, we're like, oh, so there were questions being asked on set, and we all were like, there feels like there's more to this story. And you start to see why articles like that are prepped, because there's absolutely more to this story. And there's a lot of people trying to make this into something it's not, but I actually think this is pretty hilarious.
He starts saying, I don't know if I feel this.
The whole crew's sitting around waiting like, come on, let's shoot, let's get this done. So finally I walked off set and to talk to him in person.
Now, mind you, this is produced. So this is to make it look the best it can. Like, am I wrong?
No.
This isn't just like behind the scenes footage like
No,
when we catch
they clearly sat him down and were like, hey, you need to explain what happened so that we can combine this and set this up to look like it's the best possible light on what actually transpired.
Yeah, this isn't leaked footage of Christian Bale screaming at someone on
No.
set. This is
manufactured.
We've got to find a way to talk about this.
Yeah.
And there are people, again, as you expect, coping, trying to be like, oh, this is amazing, this is why it's perfect. And there are other people who are like, this is why. But let's watch a little more.
But the is it am I just demonstrating it? So if I say that's what it is to be human, that feels like I'm trying to prove it still, as opposed to I really know.
And I said this in a previous video. Superman should never prove himself to anybody. He shouldn't. Superman is not a little boy which is constantly screaming or yelling or talking about his feelings. That is not Superman. Superman is the best of us. Superman is supposed to be a symbol of hope and persevering in very difficult situations. That is what I love about the character.
If I say that's what it is to be human, that feels like I'm trying to prove it still, as opposed to I really know it.
Bingo. Nail on the head. This is exactly how I felt when I first watched it. Superman comes across as brittle, insecure, and needing to explain himself. Now, Cornswet asks him about how Superman should be feeling at this point, since the truth about the recording came out from his Kryptonian parents about what they really wanted him to do when he went to Earth.
There are feelings and there are thoughts. Your feelings about feeling bad are okay. It's not wrong for you to feel that way.
So now you understand the thinking that went into the writing of that scene, which is very like modern therapy, in my opinion. What you're getting here sounds like stock psychiatry. This is the kind of thing that's talked about in cognitive behavioral or talk therapy. You know, the relationship between your thoughts and feelings and actions. But what I want to know is, where's the stoicism? If you're going to talk about being human, why not specifically talk about being a man? Because not everything is about expressing your emotions all the time. After all, Superman may be a Kryptonian, but he's also a man. And a good man and a strong example of being a man would be one who is in emotional control and who can be stoic.
This is so important to what we've all been talking about with this film. One, nobody has a problem with David Cornswet. The fact that they try to shift it on like, you guys are just haters, you don't like David Cornswet. I don't know anybody who particularly was like, I have a problem with David Cornswet.
I agree 100% because I don't have a problem with David Cornswet as well. I think he's a great Superman. And if he was directed by another director, I think they could have made a very interesting movie.
Most people didn't know David Cornswet. I think most people want to like David Cornswet in the cast. The problem was with what James Gunn had him write. This scene that we all know is the scene where he has this big emotional flash out where he's like, oh my God, I'm human. You see David Cornswet saying, it doesn't make sense to the character.
It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real. It feels weird. And so he's wrestling with, how am I supposed to deliver this? Because it doesn't seem like it should be there.
We had people saying that this is a perfect scene. And we were like, no, this feels forced. There were times in the movie where the characters feel like they're pulling back, where you feel like they don't believe it. There was a comment from James Gunn just a little while ago where he basically said, yeah, there are things I wish had been done different, choices that David had made. And you're like, oh, again, what is this coming out? It's not all rosy on the set. You're hearing David Cornswet, an actor, try and find his connection to the character. And what he's saying is, we've made a film about a thing that I thought was a lie that turns out to be true, that my parents are not who they say they am. I'm having a crisis of character. True. This film, just from a basic story, he thinks intuitively it should resolve with me, who do I know I am?
Yes.
So I was unsure. Surely now I am sure of who I am. And this delivery you want from me, it feels unsure. It feels like I don't have confidence. It doesn't feel like this grandiose moment of me saying, here I am presenting myself to the world, now sure that I am the embodiment of who I hope to be.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying the character of Superman is not him trying to explain himself. You need maybe 2 movies in order to get to this part, but you're doing the second Spider-Man movie and you're giving it to us directly. And you're responding to the problems which people had with Snyder's movie with this movie. And this movie should not be a response. This movie should be a totally different thing. So I think the problem is that he's actually just jumping certain steps and he's not presenting the Superman to us from, I guess, a clean slate. He's saying, you guys hated Zach, right? I'm gonna create something totally different. That's not how you introduce yourself. You say, hi, my name is Iyambo Davidson. I come from this place. I've been working with this. And then I maybe meet you 3, maybe 4 more times before I become emotional. Now, if I'm emotionally directly with you, you're gonna think that that's weird because there's certain things that I do not know about you. Why are you being emotionally directly? So I think fundamentally that's where his biggest mistake lies, that he's jumping directly into the emotion and not allowing us to connect with the character. And that's a form of desperation. I don't know if this is coming from James Gunn or if it's coming from the studio or they're just trying to make money. They're doing the Batman versus Superman problem, where they're trying to force in Batman in Superman's universe without giving us one more movie. So I find that very interesting that people can also have that gripe with Batman versus Superman, but they don't have it here.
This is also the perfect example of an actor who clearly understands the character more than the person who wrote the story.
Yep.
I think there's a little bit of, I mean,
okay,
but because
let me try
because
that.
The emotions are always lingering.
But isn't there something I felt like shit about myself since the recording came out. It's just been like, I don't belong, I'm shit, everything's a lie, I'm not who I thought I was. When is this not the moment where I go, I was wrong to feel that way?
Look, there's billions of people on the planet who get scared, mess up, don't know what to do, try to do their best, blah, blah. But they can't fly or smash through walls. They're not invincible. Now, you could say, in addition to his superhuman strength and all of that, the more important aspect of Superman is his wisdom and discernment, knowing when to stop himself, when to use his powers, how to use his powers. He could go too far. He could allow rage to control him. He could accidentally kill someone. He must learn to use his powers for good. He must learn restraint, to not kill, etc. And that's all part of the character's growth and maturity, understanding the sacrifices that he must make as a superhero. That takes maturity. If there's no limits to his abilities, then he must apply those limits to himself. So this is one reason why this speech annoys me, because it's generic and doesn't actually unpack or explore any of the truly interesting, compelling aspects of the challenges that are specific only to Superman.
There is no character development. The character is stuck at A. He's not giving you a different tone. He's just literally repeating the exact same thing over and over and over so he can beat it into your subconscious that Superman is vulnerable, he's vulnerable. We get it, yes. That's the whole movie. Superman is beaten down. That's how the movie starts. We already get that. From the dark into the light. When does that happen? Because I keep on asking this question, and none of the James Gunn meat riders can answer this question. Why? Because he's not intellectually smart enough to create that.
That's exactly where the issue is, right?
So you're hearing, this is what I'm saying. You're hearing David Cornsweet say, the resolution feels like it needs to be assurance. I now know who I am. We said this film was superficial. It is
one-dimensional,
inch deep and a mile wide. There's no depth here. And you see the actor trying to find the depth. You're about to hear James Gunn say, that's your mistake. You're looking for depth that I did not write into this character. I do not want from this character, which makes the cope that this film is so deep, so insane.
Yeah.
You're about to hear James Gunn say, no, you're missing the point. The point is not who he has grown into. He's not changed. He isn't even more aware of himself. He just now knows he has feelings.
Exactly. What is the resolution? I need you guys to watch the movie one more time and just ask yourself, what is the resolution? What are we getting to?
It's supposed to be validated in his feelings.
He knows that it is normal to have feelings.
Yeah.
Something that Superman has demonstrated the entire film. It's never been in doubt that he has had feelings.
Because what he didn't tell you was it was wrong to feel that way. There are feelings and there are thoughts. Your feelings about feeling bad are okay. It's not wrong for you to feel that way. You should just, it's not right or wrong anything. No.
That is bad directing, guys. You guys can see it right now. Specifically, that's just bad directing. It's not wrong to feel anything. We already understand that it's not wrong to feel anything. But feelings are just feelings, and it's okay for you to feel. What? He's doing that one note. It's okay for you to feel. It's okay for you to feel. Feelings are okay. It's okay for you to feel. This is a direct response to Man of Steel. So the whole movie is built on this premise that it's not Man of Steel.
None of it is right or wrong. All of it is being vulnerable and being a human being. And in this moment, for you to talk about how it's okay to be vulnerable, you have to be vulnerable, which means showing Lex that your feelings are hurt.
And that's where it makes me want to jump through the screen. His feelings are hurt.
And people are pointing out this feels fake. Like, dude, yeah, like there's someone filming this. This is supposed to feel inspirational. He's supposed to be rallying the troops. It's almost the opposite of character development.
Yeah.
We all know that Superman, as all of us, we should spend less time on social media. You have people saying essentially, don't read the comments, man. You're not only being told that he shouldn't read the comments, you're being told that the comments about him being hashtag super shit were manufactured anyways. They should have no value. The lesson here, if we just go based on what we know about humanity, should be, I shouldn't have doubted myself because I should know who I am.
Yeah.
I should have a sense of self.
True.
It shouldn't be contingent on what others think. James Gunn saying the complete opposite. No, what makes you use the validation that your feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
So we're still back in the conversation with Lois Lane that it makes me upset.
Yeah.
And that he's child and that his emotions are more important than the grand idea of him being inspirational.
And it's like we're kind of watching an abusive relationship play out where the victim comes back to his abuser and it's like, why don't you love me? It's like a hair's breadth away from that kind of energy. Now, this dialogue could have worked very well if it had been delivered by someone else in the movie. Like someone who cared about Superman. Like, for example, this could have worked contextually far better had it have been delivered by Lois Lane on behalf of Superman. If she had talked about him from her perspective, about his vulnerability and his humanity. But coming from Superman himself is embarrassing.
And you're seeing an actor think, what's my motivation? What have I learned? What's the point of this?
True.
And the point is,
You
the
have
whole film,
feelings.
you have feelings. You continue to have feelings.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel bad that you have feelings. That was never on the table.
And that by having feelings, that's what makes you human.
Yeah.
And that's your greatest strength.
Point when you really shouldn't.
That's where you've always been wrong about me, Lex. I'm as human as anyone else. I love, I get scared. I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can.
I mean, you literally see James Gunn getting teary-eyed at his own emotional manipulation. And this is the criticism of James Gunn. he's not able to connect with characters on a deep level. It's gimmicks, it's manipulation. It's like, how do I show a character who doesn't know themselves? I have to have people literally point and make fun of him and have the character not only express their sadness, he has to outright
verbally.
Sad.
I need my characters to verbally say, I'm upset, because you as a writer don't have the ability to convey that in your writing. There's no subtext, and you don't trust your audience to understand it. There's so many better iterations of Superman which deal with a crisis of self. It's in almost every version of modern Superman, and they're able to do it without someone having to say, I feel things.
But anyway, guys, I find this very, very interesting. Do not forget to, of course, like, comment, and share. Leave it in the comment section and tell me, do you guys agree with me or do you disagree with me? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.